I remember when Nokia was riding high. They were on fire. They were growing by double digits. They were unstoppable.
In 2013, Nokia's then CEO Stephen Elop delivered a strikingly honest and introspective statement during a press conference announcing the company's sale to Microsoft. He said, "We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow, we lost." This sentence echoed across boardrooms, classrooms, and business journals around the world. It captured the essence of a paradox that haunts many large corporations. How can a company that plays by the rules, leads the market, and avoids missteps, still lose? Elop's words were not a defense, they were a reflection of the deeper, structural challenges facing legacy businesses in a rapidly evolving technological landscape. When he said, "We didn't do anything wrong," he meant that Nokia did not experience a scandal, mismanage finances, or ignore its core business. It continued to innovate incrementally, maintained a strong brand, and invested in R&D. But the second part, "but somehow, we lost," reveals a painful truth: not doing wrong is not the same as doing right. Before we discuss what led to Nokia's downfall, let us look at its rise in mobile market industry. Nokia was founded in Finland in 1865 by Fredrik Idestam as a paper pulp mill and gradually diversified into different industries, including rubber, cables, and electronics. Its journey into telecommunications started in the 1960s, and by the 1980s, it was producing mobile phones and network equipment. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Nokia rose to global dominance in the mobile phone industry. Its iconic devices like the Nokia 3310 and strong reputation for durability and battery life made it the world's largest mobile phone manufacturer by 1998. At its peak, Nokia commanded over 40% of the global mobile market. However, in the late 2000s, Nokia struggled to adapt to the smartphone revolution led by Apple's iPhone, 2007, and Android devices. Its partnership with Microsoft in 2011 to use Windows Phone OS failed to revive its declining market share. Nokia, despite its deep technical expertise and massive market share, could not keep pace. Listen to Robert B. Tucker, who was given an opportunity to talk in a Nokia symposium.
They contacted me and had me speak at a symposium up in Palo Alto, California. And I was very excited about this. This was quite an honor. And they were flying in all of their high potential managers from all over the world. I sent out a survey. One of the questions was, what are the barriers to innovation at Nokia as you see them?
Apple's iOS and Google's Android weren't just operating systems. They were platforms, ecosystems that developers could build on, that users could customize, and that encouraged continuous engagement. Nokia's Symbian OS and later partnership with Microsoft's Windows Phone failed to create a similar level of developer enthusiasm or user loyalty.
I sent out a survey. One of the questions was, what are the barriers to innovation at Nokia as you see them? And I got to tell you, I half expected that they would just leave that one blank, right? And instead I got back, we're bureaucratic, we're slow moving.
Nokia's internal processes were slow and bureaucratic. Even though it had early prototypes of touchscreen phones before the iPhone, it lacked the decisiveness and boldness to launch them at scale.
If I have an idea and I work for you, what do you want me to do with it? And he said, hey, I just tell you to forget about it. You're just going to beat your head against the wall.
Perhaps most critically, Nokia was caught in the innovator's dilemma. It was so successful in the old model that it couldn't afford to cannibalize itself for the new one. In a world that is constantly shifting, economically, technologically, socially, the ability to adapt has become not just an asset, but a necessity. While what we leave behind in terms of reputation, tradition, or past achievements, still holds value, it is adaptability that defines relevance and survival in today's rapidly evolving landscape. Market leaders must be willing to challenge their own models before others do. Dominance today offers no guarantee for tomorrow. Disruption often comes quietly, not with grand announcements or dramatic upheaval, but through subtle shifts that gradually redefine entire industries, habits, or systems. It may begin as a niche idea, a new technology, or a small startup dismissed by incumbents, until it's too late. History shows that some of the most transformative changes, like the rise of smartphones, digital streaming, or remote work, started modestly, creeping in under the radar before completely reshaping how we live and work. This quiet nature of disruption makes it both powerful and dangerous, easy to ignore until the familiar is no longer viable. In a world driven by innovation, paying attention to the quiet signs is often the difference between being overtaken and staying ahead. By the time a threat is obvious, it may already be too late. Constantly scanning the horizon is essential for survival. In business, being technically right is not enough, a truth illustrated by the fall of Nokia in the mobile phone industry. Nokia had brilliant engineers, strong hardware, and a dominant market share. Technically, they were ahead in many respects. However, the company failed to adapt its strategy to the emerging smartphone era, underestimated the importance of user experience, and dismissed the software revolution led by iOS and Android. Internally, decisions were often made with a focus on technical excellence, but without aligning with market trends, consumer behavior, or long-term vision. Nokia's downfall wasn't due to a lack of innovation, but a failure to communicate, adapt, and execute that innovation in a way that matched the evolving business landscape. Their story is a powerful reminder that in business, being right is not enough. Timing, strategy, and adaptability are just as critical. Don't let success blind you. Nokia's story shows that excellence in the present can be the very thing that prevents preparing for the future. As an individual, what can we learn from Nokia? You must keep in mind. If you fail to update, you will soon be lost. When we become good at something or achieve something as an individual or as an organization, we tend to take pride in that. But often this sense of pride becomes our main obstacle to upgrade ourselves. Humility, therefore, is essential for your growth. As long as we are humble and open to suggestions from others, irrespective of whether we apply that in life or not, we make space for our growth. If you are not humble enough, you cannot learn anything new. Think about your own life. Are you the same person what you used to be 5 years back? If yes, then something is going wrong in your life. You are supposed to upgrade yourself with time. You are supposed to acquire new skills, knowledge, and experiences as time is passing. You are supposed to be like flowing water, not frozen water.